Hi everyone, my name is Kaylie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi everyone, happy Saturday. I hope that you all are having an amazing day, and I'm super excited because moving is going well so far, and I just feel God working in my life, and he has really been blessing me a lot over the past few weeks. But with that said, today I'm going to be doing my own story time, which I know a lot of you have asked me for. A lot of you are like, hey, when are you going to do your own story time, da-da-da. And like, I did do a few of my own story times back whenever I first started doing YouTube and whenever I first like started doing story times on TikTok that weren't other people's sounds. But I feel like what a lot of you don't get is the fact that like, y'all, I feel like my stories are so boring compared to the one that you guys send in, that it's like anything that happens to me and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, did your boyfriend get shot? No, he didn't. So is it really that interesting? No, but that's not really the case. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story that happened last year, and if it sucks, it sucks. If it doesn't, then maybe I'll tell you guys some more, because I have like some little stories like here and there, but like not like anything like rah. No, like crazy. But I'm going to bring you guys up close. There we go. Okay, so for those of you who may be new here, I'm going to do my quick usual little rundown. For most of the video, I'll be looking in this direction because my mirror's over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. I do tell these story times at a first person point of view, so if you don't like that, then you can leave.
There's the door. There's the door, bitch!
And these story times are sent in by anonymous people. Honestly, I don't know what the title of this story time is gonna be, so future me might be popping in here in a second to say the name of it because I don't even know. Okay, so a little background information. I was 21 years old whenever this all happened, and I'm going to set the stage for you guys, okay? Y'all, I really don't like how these headbands like make me look like bald. There's nothing wrong with being bald, by the way. It's just like, it's not a good look for me. We're gonna try some hair clips. I still look ridiculous, but that's okay. Hey y'all, don't mind me. I know I'm in my bed. I'm literally editing the video right now, but I wanted to just say that I apologize in advance for how many times I say like and you know in this story time. I don't know why I said it like every 3 words, but I'm apologizing now, okay? Okay, love you guys. Enjoy the story time. We'll try to, because I don't know if this one's boring or not, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna set the stage for you, okay? So I was 21 whenever this happened, and back in 2022, my ex and I had been super on and off, and we had moved down to Florida together. We thought that we could make things work, and we tried. I moved down to Florida in May of 2022, and then we just decided to call it quits in early October of 2022. So he had went back up to Pittsburgh, and I was down here by myself for a while, and then I went back up to Pittsburgh for something in November. And while I was up there, got caught up in the moment, and you know, we decided we were gonna try to make things work a second time.
You stupid.
And honestly, that whole time it just felt like we were walking on eggshells around each other. So then in February of 2023, we really just said, okay, like this is done, it's not working anymore. And he moved back up to Pittsburgh, and I was down here alone by myself. I didn't have any friends down here, literally not one. The only friends that I was making were ones on Tinder, not the right kind of friends. And literally, I had Tinder just kind of as like a confidence boost thing, because like seriously, if you want a confidence boost, post a few pictures on Tinder, and then like guys will swipe on you and you just never speak to them. Or like you guys like say one word and they're like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, and it's like, oh thanks, delete the app. But I didn't have any friends, okay? That's like the moral of what that is. Yeah, no friends. But one of my best friends was supposed to be coming down in like 3 weeks for spring break. She was gonna spend like almost a month down here in Florida with me, and I was super excited. So fast forward to like March 17th of 2023. It was the day before St. Patty's Day whenever she got down here, and we were having such a good time together. Like, let me explain the routine for y'all, okay? This is literally how every single day went that she was down here. We would get ready to go out at like 6 o'clock at night. We would get ready. I know that seems so early to like get ready to go out to the club, but listen, 2 girls who literally never knew what they wanted to wear out to the club and literally were always just having like some issues with makeup and hair. The 5 hours that we gave ourselves felt like 5 minutes. half the time we weren't fucking ready by 11 o'clock. Yeah, the routine was try to start getting ready at 6 o'clock and then be out the door by like 10:30, 11. Most of the time though, we were making it out the door at like 11:30, which I know doesn't seem like too late for the club, but like we just still wanted to be there earlier so that way we could get like the full, you know, we weren't wasting any of her time down here. So yeah, we would try to do our makeup and pre-game before we go out. And then we would go out to the clubs, and for the first half of when she was down here, by the way, she was staying from March 17th to April 9th. And the first half of while she was down here, we would stay out till probably like 5 in the morning sometimes. And I need to get back to explaining the schedule. Okay, so yeah, try to get out by 10:30, 11, didn't end up getting out until 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night. And then when we would get out, we would go to the clubs. We would go there till like probably 4:30 in the morning. And then we would go home, get home by like 5. By the time we're done taking our makeup off and everything, it's like almost 6 o'clock. We would sleep from 6 o'clock until probably like 2 in the afternoon sometimes. And then from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, we were going out looking for outfits to wear for that night because we hated everything in this. Like guys, my apartment literally looked like a fucking tornado ran through it every day. And I would clean up every day because I'm OCD. I need everything to be perfect. So like in the morning, when I woke up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, this house was clean. I would wipe all the alcohol off the floor that was spilt, you know, get the makeup station ready for the next day. But then before we would leave, there'd be clothes everywhere. I have 2.5 bathrooms. There'd be clothes in every bathroom. There'd be clothes on the counter in the kitchen. It was a shit show. 2 girls. Anyways, so yeah, that was like the routine, okay? And we did this every night until she left. So now I feel like we can get into the actual story, okay? Every night after we would leave the club, we would leave it around like 2:30 or 3 in the morning. That's whenever we would be like, okay, it's time to like go outside and like actually breathe oxygen instead of like whatever the fuck else is in these clubs, because literally could never breathe. It was disgusting. And usually around this time we would also get like hungry, you know, whenever you're drunk and you're just like craving pizza. Well, every single night after we would walk out of the club, we would walk to this one pizza place that was like right in the middle of the strip, and we would go there, we would get our pizza, and then we would sit outside and we would eat. And usually this is whenever all the guys would come up and try to mingle with us, you know. Well, the one night, we're gonna call my best friend Abigail, okay? Abigail and I were sitting outside eating our pizza, and the streets were like filled with people, guys. Like there's like literally like crowds of people all up and down the sidewalk. Like it's packed, nobody can really move. And these like guys bump into our table, and you know, we're like, our pizza almost falls and stuff, and they're like, oh sorry, da-da-da. And then we get to talking to them, and they were really sweet, you know. Okay, and I'm not using real names, so we're gonna call them Alex, Jacob, Mark, and Alan, okay? That was like the group of boys. And Alan had a girlfriend. We're gonna call her Cynthia. Now, at first, we had only met Alex, Jacob, and Mark, and they were super cool, super funny. And during this time, I had like a little situationship going on, so I really wasn't like talking to any guys like that. I wasn't too interested, but I could tell that Alex and Jacob were like kind of showing an interest in me, you know. And then my best friend, Abby, she loves frat boys, okay? She loves frat boys, okay? Like a lot. So she loves frat boys, and I could tell that she really liked Mark. So, you know, we got their numbers and everything like that. And then Alan and Cynthia, they had came over to the table. We met them, and Cynthia seemed really cool. You know, she was really nice, and Alan was also super nice. They had asked if we wanted to go over their house that night, but we were like, no, like we have stuff to do, you know, sorry, blah, 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 blah. Because Mark actually had a house in Fort Lauderdale, so they were all just staying there. They weren't staying at like an Airbnb or anything. Listen, y'all, try to keep up, okay? I know that some things are probably getting confusing, okay? So like, we'll do a recap soon, but hopefully y'all are keeping up. Okay. So yeah, we're like, no, like we're kind of tired, you know, we got to go home, blah, blah, blah. And then we exchanged numbers with them, and then we decided that the next night we were going to all meet up and hang out because they were coming to Fort Lauderdale again. And also, this was kind of like at the end of spring break. So some clubs weren't really staying open too late anymore, and I forget what college these people went to. But anyway, so, you know, we go home. We plan to meet up with them the next day. And so we get ready. We go out that night and we meet up with them in one of the clubs. And when we meet up with them, everything is fine. We didn't see Alan and Cynthia again, but we did see Alex, Jacob, and Mark. Now, here's the thing about Abigail and I, right? We do not like to be lap dogs. We're not puppy dogs. We're not going to follow you around the whole night. We don't want you being our puppy dog. We do not want it. We like to do our own thing. Point blank, period. Like, no. Like, honestly, y'all, like the whole time that she was down here, the only free drinks that we took were ones from the bartenders, literally, because here's the thing, right? When you go out, there is like this expectation of when a guy buys you a drink, you have to be their lapdog and you have to follow them around the whole night and you have to have sex with them. And no, like, no, it's not my fault that you came down here from East Cumberland, wherever the fuck you're from, and you didn't expect the shots to be $10. So no, we're not about to do the nasty because you bought me a $10 shot.
Be fucking for real. BFF, be fucking for real.
Like, I remember I literally actually Apple paid some guy because he was pissed off after the fact. Like, not my problem. Anyways, so yeah, we meet them at one of the clubs, and while we're there, we're kind of getting bored. Like, we don't just want to hang out with them the whole night. We want to go and we want to mingle. So we just tell them, oh yeah, like we have to go meet one of our friends, and then we leave. So, you know, we leave. We're trying to like not run into them the whole night because we just figured at the end of the night, we were just gonna text them and be like, hey, like, want to hang out, blah, 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 blah. So we do just that. We leave them, we go, we mingle, and then at around like 2:30, we text them. We're like, hey, like, where are you guys at? Want to meet up? Da da da. And they're like, oh, like, we're in front of the pizza shop right now. So we go over to the pizza place. We all get pizza, and then, you know, they're like, hey, like, do you guys want to come back to our place? You know, we can all hang out. And we're like, yeah, let's fucking do it, because all the clubs were kind of getting dead. So whatever. And also, we felt comfortable because there was gonna be another girl there, you know. So we all get in an Uber and then we head back to the place, back to their place, okay? And here's the thing, right? We didn't see Alan or Cynthia again. So like, I don't think that she knew that we were going to be going back to their place. Yeah, she didn't know. So, you know, we're all having a good time. We're in the Uber, you know, we're laughing, we're singing, you know, great time. And then we get to this kid's house, and that's the thing too, like, nobody was giving us any weird vibes, so we felt even more comfortable being there. So yeah, nobody's giving us any weird vibes. We're all having a good time. And then Abigail, she's doing her thing with Mark, you know, she's flirting with him and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm talking to everybody else because there was the boys that I told you about, and then they also had like 3 more guys back at their place, which was like a little bit like, didn't feel too comfortable. But, you know, we're just hanging out, chopping it up, and we're all hanging out. And then all of a sudden, Cynthia and Alan walk in the door, and Cynthia starts like just stomping around, like literally, like she's like,
it's not the vibe. Stop!
And then she goes into the kitchen, and one of the boys there was kind of cute, you know, so I was like hanging out with him, you know, and nobody wanted Alan, bro. Nobody wanted Alan. Not Abby or I. We didn't fucking want him. Like, no. So pretty much while Abby and I are sitting in the living room talking to them, Alan comes over to us and he's like, hey, like, can you guys like just show us your IDs? We just want to make sure that like you're of age. He was like, you know, like, we're in a frat, we're in college, you know, we don't need like, we want to make sure that nobody here is underage. And so we're like, yeah, sure. So we show him our IDs, and, you know, which I didn't really care, you know, like, I get it, you know, like, you have things going for yourself, you don't want anybody, you know, you don't want any problems. I get it. So I didn't have a problem showing him our IDs. But what I did have a problem with was after we showed him our IDs, he went into the kitchen and he goes to his girlfriend and he's like, yeah, babe, like, you know, like, they showed me their IDs, like, they're good. And she was like, I don't give a fuck. She was like, I want to see their IDs right fucking now.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
And Abby and I, we're sitting there and we're looking at each other, and this girl, like, I don't know how she wasn't embarrassed. I don't know how she was not embarrassed. She's literally sitting there, and she made the whole house go quiet. Like, all the guys are just like kind of looking around and looking at her like,
oh, you want to get fucked up?
Bitch, shut the fuck up. We got bitches in our house finally. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, these guys were like funny. Like they weren't the like creme de la creme. That sounds so fucked up. No, but for real though, like, you know, like we could tell that they didn't, you know, hang out with girls a lot, you know. So yeah, like they're like looking at this bitch like, bro, like one of us is going to fucking drop kick you, shut the fuck up. So yeah, Abby and I were sitting there and we're looking at each other like, bro, like what the fuck is going on? And then he's like, okay, like they'll show you their IDs. So then we go and we show her our IDs, and then she starts making a big deal about something else. Like, I guess Abby looked like she was gonna cry, but she really wasn't. It was honestly just the fact that whenever she gets drunk, like her eyes get like bloodshot. So we walk away from the kitchen, we go back and we talk to the boys, and all of a sudden I hear her saying, I don't give a fuck if she's gonna cry. If she can fucking cry, then that's her fault. Like, she can fucking leave.
Wait, who?
And bro, like this girl, like she keeps like, she was one of those girls who literally will talk loud right next to, like talk about you so that way you can hear her, but she won't say it to your face. Because every time that we like went over to her, she like sat there and she was like, she would just be quiet. Listen, this isn't my house, but my thing is I'm not gonna let my friend and I get disrespected, okay? So I walk into the kitchen and I'm like, so is there like a problem? And she just looks at me and she like doesn't say anything, and she just like looks at like, you know, her boyfriend, and she's like girl, like you had so much to say whenever I was in the living room. So much to say. And now you don't want to say anything. Be so fucking for real. So anyways, so I go over to the kitchen and I'm like, so is there like a problem? Like, do y'all want us to leave? And then he's like, no. Like you guys don't have to leave. You guys don't have to leave. So then she like hops off the counter and then stomps away to like, I don't even fucking know where, some fucking random part of the house or whatever. And then like, I'm like, okay, like we're gonna go. Like, and so he's like, no, you guys don't have to leave. You guys don't have to leave. So then I go over to Abby. I'm like, Abby, grab your shit. We're leaving. And you know, I could tell that Abby was kind of like, fuck bro, because like she really liked Mark. Like she wanted to chill with Mark. So, but I wasn't gonna let her and I get disrespected there. Like it wasn't gonna fucking happen. Like there's no way that we're gonna sit in somebody else's house and be made and feel uncomfortable because they're purposely doing it. Like no. So, you know, her and I, we grab our stuff. We're like, bye guys, you know, it was nice meeting y'all. Thanks for having us, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then we walk out of the house, we call an Uber. And while we're walking outside, y'all, her boyfriend runs after us, and he's like, can you guys like please come back inside? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, like she, like, you know, I don't know what's wrong with her, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, like, honestly, like, I'm not going to be made to feel uncomfortable, and we're not going to be disrespected by someone that we don't even know. Like, we did nothing to her. We were nice, you know, like, we were polite. We were not, like, fucking being, you know, weird. We weren't being weird. We're not fucking weirdos, bro. Like, come on. So, he's like, yeah, I know. He was like, honestly, like, I really just think that she likes being center of attention. And I was like, no, sir, I don't think you should be talking about your girlfriend like that. Because, bro, if she heard him, she probably would have fucking snapped his neck. Like, be so for real.
Okay, they keep running my, you keep putting my business out there. You keep putting my business out there.
But, yeah, he's sitting there and he's like, listen, like, you know, like, she just likes being center of attention, you know, like, you guys are beautiful girls, you know, you're dressed really nice, you know, like, he was like, I think that she's a little bit jealous, to be honest. And I'm like, and Abby and I are just looking at each other like this is our man saying this. And he was like, can you guys like please come back in? He was like, listen, like my friends, you know, like they don't, like you guys are such pretty girls, and like I want them to have a good time with y'all. And I'm sitting there like, bro, like I don't know what you thought was gonna happen with me and your friends, but no, friend zoned, period, point blank. So I keep fucking that up. It's point blank, period. One day I'll get it, I swear. So yeah, I like keep jumping back and forth from like what he said to like my, so here. Okay, so pretty much he came outside, he ran after us, and he was like, hey, like, can you guys like please come back in? Like, I'm so sorry that happened. I don't know what's wrong with her. And I'm like, listen, we're just not gonna be disrespected like that. We did nothing to her. And he was like, yeah, I understand that. He was like, I'm so sorry that we made you feel uncomfortable. He was like, the whole ID thing, you know, it's because we're in a frat, da-da-da. And I was like, listen, the problem wasn't the thing with the ID. It was the fact that after we showed our IDs, she was still talking loud enough for like us to hear her in there, like, but she wouldn't say anything to me whenever I came up and asked if there was a problem, so that way we could try and fix whatever the problem was. And he was like, yeah, like I understand. He was like, please, like my friends were super excited to hang out with you guys. They really like you. You guys are beautiful girls. And I really just think that she's jealous because she likes to be the center of attention. So she's not the only girl in the house with all the guys. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that sounds like a you problem. And then the rest of the boys, they come out like running outside and, you know, they're like, oh, like, please don't go. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, you know, it's not happening. Like, we're leaving. Like, here's my thing. If you stay after you've been disrespected and after you said you're already leaving, they're gonna disrespect you again. This goes for any situation, okay? If you threaten to leave and you don't leave, they're gonna know that like they can walk all over you, okay? So you know they're saying all this to us. And then like, you know, I see Cynthia sitting back on the, you know, like on the porch just kind of looking out at us, you know, kind of probably pissed off because all the boys ran after us. But and here's my thing, like, Abby and I are girls. So, like, you know, we tried talking to her and everything like that. But whenever we went in that house, she just, like, didn't say hi to us or anything. Not once. So, fast forward the next day. We're getting ready to go out. And we get a text message from the boys. And they're like, listen, like, it was so nice meeting you. We're so sorry about last night. You know, like, we want to make it up to you guys, you know. Like, do you guys want to come pregame here? And here's my thing, y'all. Like, I know that they were just trying to be nice, but here's the thing, like, no, I don't want to come in pregame with you guys after, like, no. Like, what? Like, if it was just y'all, then maybe, but, like, also probably not because I don't like whenever it's just, Abby and I would never hang out with a group of guys unless, like, there was, like, a girl or two there. But then he was like, oh, and like also, you know, that shit last night was whack. Like, I really want to get to know you and hang out with you. And yeah, I just pretty much told him like, no. Like, what? Like, no. And my thing is, it's a shame that one person has to ruin it for everyone.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
And also, this guy and I like barely knew each other. But you know what's funny? He actually texted me this past spring break asking if we could hang out whenever he's down here. But like, yeah. And you know what, guys, the moral of this story is to not let yourself be disrespected. Like, seriously, I don't care if there's a guy that, like, if in that situation, if there was a guy that I liked and I wanted to stay there and hang out with him, I still wouldn't have, because of the fact that that girl was very disrespectful. She tried to make it super uncomfortable for my best friend and I. And yeah, even though they begged us to stay, we still left because there's no way. But okay, everybody, that is the end of today's story time. Like I said, guys, this is like one that, you know, I have a few other story times, but I think that this one was pretty boring compared to the ones that you guys send in. So let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments. But other than that, I'm going to end the video right here. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, maybe hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to know whenever I post my next video, make sure to click that bell. And if you want to know how to send in your anonymous story time, or you want to send in your anonymous story time, make sure to click the links down below in the description. But other than that, I will see you guys next Saturday with a new story time.